second mushroom in the series, one where it's just a little bit off from the pith. I laid the tool up to just show how much of a change of axis it is. Then of course the challenge with any change in axis is to get it round again. I'm using a large bull gouge as my tool of choice here, and work the stem down at this point. I'll work the stem a little bit, the cap a little bit, undermining a little bit, and then rotate around until I get it what I want. I don't have a defined pattern. I just have a general idea of the shape that I want to see coming out of this mushroom, and I'll work it little by little, trying to maximize what shows up in the wood. For example, in this cap, it turned out that there was a area of rot in the cap. It made tooling it a bit tougher because it was harder to ride the bevel and such, but it turns out that I'll take it as a feature. In the wild, you'll see mushrooms with defects and such, so I'll leave it in there and let there be a hole in the cap, and work a little bit more in the undermining the cap. That is to me the hardest part of this mushroom. Sometimes switch to a smaller bull gouge to get in there a little bit tighter, and sometimes back with the large bull gouge. Whatever will get in there is what I'll use. A little bit more now on the cap, and a little shear scraping. This cap also has some area of somewhat punky wood or flaky wood, and it made it very tough to get it smooth and nice. Work more on the stem, get it down to closer to final diameter with the gouge. Now prepare the tenon. I will need to mount it into the scroll chuck in order to finish the top. And now do a little work with the skew. A little practice there while it's nice and open on the stem. Certainly can't use the skew to undermine. Then, to try and preserve the bark, add a little CA. I used the thin and had a hard time staying put, but it did help keep the bark on. Then finish the cap, taking off the center, as it's now in the scroll chuck, and it will hang on. And prepare it for the sanding stage. In the sanding stage, I used my oil and wax sanding mixture. Again, I got this from Eli Avisera. It's about a 25% beeswax and 75% mineral oil. It does certainly help reduce the amount of sanding dust that comes off this. Use it almost as, in this case, in some hand sanding, as a lubricant for the sandpaper. Ellie also used it in power sanding, but without nearly as much as what I'm applying here. Sanded it up to 400 grit, starting with 80, but I didn't think it needed to go up to 600 or anything higher. Well, here it is. Nice, larger mushroom. I think it turned out well. We'll go on to the next one. And if there's another project that you'd like to see or change, let me know. Maybe we'll try it. Thank you. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like this one.